Okay, YouTube, we are at the time where we are going to attempt to remove the tape off of the cover. As you know, there is tape running down the spine, inside, it's a lot of tape. So this is make or break, in my opinion, because if I am unable to remove the tape successfully, this is going to be a destroyed project. As it stands now, I think we're in pretty good shape with cleaning the back cover. As you can see, my localized solution did a decent job. So what I want to do now is I want to set this up for the tape removal process. So I have my steel 12 by 24 inch plate. We're gonna put that down first. This rust is not going to be removed because I cleaned it with a de-ruster, and I'm gonna clear coat it if I use it for pressing. I'm gonna put a piece of parchment paper down over the steel plate. Then, excuse my oil burner. What we're gonna do is I'm going to put the actual cover over the plate. Then, what we're gonna do is I am going to put parchment paper over, and then we are going to use my glassed narrow pieces as weights on each side of the cover. And then I am going to use my tack iron, and we're going to heat up the spine with the tack iron. And we're only going to use, to try to remove this tape at this point, heat. We're gonna take our time. I'm not going to use any chemicals at this point. So that is how we're gonna try to do it. So let me set it up further and we'll get going. But remember, I don't wanna use chemicals, because by using chemicals, it's gonna wet the cover and it's gonna make it a weak cover. So I wanna try to remove it just with heat, so stay tuned. Okay guys, I started playing around with taking off the tape, and I came to a realization that I'm better off splitting the cover before I take the tape off. So, what does that mean? The book, as you know, has a complete split spine. So instead of playing around with the book whole, what I want to do is I want to cut the cover in half so I could work on one side at a time. And it will give me better access to do the work. So what I'm going to do is just cut the tape down the middle so we can separate the two pieces of the book. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be where there are two pieces, the front and the back cover. And then I will be better able to control the tape removal. This is not a precision situation here. It's just separating it so we don't risk damaging one side of the cover versus the other when we're removing the tape. As I said, this is a very important step in the whole process. If this is messed up, the whole conservation goal is going to go down the tubes. And I don't want that. So we'll take our time. We will cut the tape nicely. And even if I nick a piece of the cover, it's fine, because this is going to be filled in with paper cast. So, like I said, I would rather have more space between the covers than less. So there you go. So we have it split up, and now I can work on the pieces going this way, peeling the tape off, versus trying to take tape off on two covers. So let's stay tuned. Let me set it up, and we're gonna start the tape removal process. Okay guys, we have it set up. So what I wanna do is I wanna try to do this all with heat. I don't wanna use chemicals. So we have my glass, we have the back cover, we have Teflon tape, and then we have the area where the tape is. So I actually want to do the outside first, so let me flip it around. So we have it set up. I put this glass piece here to protect the cover when I'm working on it. We're gonna put a piece of the non-stick sheet over, and then basically I'm going to continuously run my iron over the area of the tape in order to heat it up. And the most heat you can put on it, the better it is. And another good thing is I'm using the metal sheet underneath, so then heat will transfer up as well. When I start this, I like to basically use my finger to try to get a little of the corner of the tape up, which, there you go. As you can see, I got a corner up, and then we slowly pull it off. Now, one thing you have to see or notice is that this tape is coming off quite easily. And the reason why it's coming off easily is because it's newer tape. Now, the issue I had with the Master Comics was that that was ancient tape. So the older the tape, the harder it is to remove, and the more damage you may cause on the book. So with newer tape, believe me, it's a breeze in my opinion. Older, not so. So let's see if we can peel it off a little bit more. Take our time, because this is the make or break of this book. If I'm unable to take this tape off successfully, we might as well put in the towel. Okay, so I'm getting a little resistance. So what I want to do is I want to put my parchment paper, and we're going to heat it up. We're going to take our time. Now, there's a few guys who do it this way on YouTube. One is a channel, Collecting Chaos. I like his channel. He uses a smaller tack iron to remove the tape, which is good. You can use smaller, big, but this, I consider this a big one. You don't want to use a real iron, but he does a good job, or an excellent job, removing tape. But Remember, some of the tape, like I said, if it's old, it's very difficult to remove this way. And sometimes you have to use solvents. You have to soak it. So this is coming off very nicely. I'm very happy. Once you feel a little resistance again, you just put the tack iron on, you heat it up, and you can't put too much heat on it. The more heat, the better it is. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna switch this over to time-lapse because I wanna take my time, and we don't wanna have, or at least I think you don't wanna have a hour video of me removing tape. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. If you stayed with it, that would be cool. And I just want to say that it was very successful, the tape removal. There was minimum paper loss. Here is, in fact, all of the tape that was removed from both sides of the cover. There was one piece that came off that I was a little disappointed with, a part of the yellow right here with the lines surrounding the coupon. As you can see right there. So I'm gonna hold on to this because I may be able to leaf cast that back in, but we'll see. I doubt it, because with spines, you have to try to do the leaf casting where it is strong enough to withstand opening and closing the book. So if I had to grade my tape removal performance with the back cover, I would give myself an A-, because pretty much it was all removed. Believe it or not, there were two types of tape. There were archival and there was regular Scotch tape. The one that was the most difficult to remove was the archival, which was on the interior. And it definitely left a very sticky adhesive behind. So what I want to do right now is I want to remove that. Now I have the Bestine. That works great to remove the tape. You saw me do that. But I want to try something that I do once in a while. I don't think I ever did it on an upload before. Is that I take my powder here. This is not cocaine. This is my methyl cellulose. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to put the methyl cellulose on the adhesive. And what that will do is we're going to let it absorb on the paper, and then we're going to rub it in with our finger after it sits for a while, because this will act as an absorbent to the adhesive, and we'll be able to rub it in and it will pick it up, hopefully. We'll do this a few times and hopefully we'll be able to remove the adhesive. Now I'm okay with the gaps that are going to be in the spine because those are going to be closed up with the actual leaf casting. And I want some gaps because I want enough room to put the pulp of the paper to hold the book together. So we're going to leave this sit in for a little bit into the adhesive, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to rub it in a little bit, and hopefully it does a nice job of removing it. I may have to do this a few times, but like I said, this is a slow and steady process. I am not rushing. That's one of the reasons that the Master Comics also didn't come out that well. In addition to me using it as a test rat, I also was rushing with it because I didn't like the book. But this book, I'm taking my time. I want to do the best I can. So stay tuned. I think I'll make a separate upload regarding the tape removal for the front cover and the adhesive remover for the back cover. So this will be it. I don't want to run them too long. So stay tuned, YouTube.